The trial for a man accused of killing his Charlotte mother was emotional today. It happened when the victim's best friend took the stand. Kendal Crank. She was on her way to nursing school in March of 2019 when she was hit by a stray bullet during a shootout. Adonis Smith, the man you just saw pictured, is one of the three men charged in connection to her death and is currently on trial. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre is live in Uptown outside the courtroom. Jesse, you've been inside listening to testimony. Give us the big points that you learned.
Well, first off, before that, I got a chance to speak to Kendal Crank's mother, and she tells me this is a really hard time for her and her family, and all of this is kind of, especially with the shooting happening 6 years ago, this is all kind of feeling like reliving it all over again, and she also talked about hearing details that she hasn't heard before, but she says that they're staying strong and leaning on faith as the trial moves forward. But who took the stand is what really stood out today. Inside the courtroom Tuesday, the trial against Adonis Smith in the 2019 shooting death of Kendal Crank continues. Investigators took the stand, describing the crime scene in detail. Photos and forensic evidence collected from the scene were presented to jurors. Prosecutors leaned on the testimony of Crank's best friend, Portia Jordan, to establish what happened in the moments before and after the shootout. Jordan, emotional at times, says she saw Crank as more than a friend but a sister. The two had just left her aunt's house and were driving the same way.
I initially heard the first gunshot.
Okay. How did you know you heard a gunshot?
It was like a pow sound, and then it was one right after, and then it was plenty more after that.
Chaos, as she says, she took cover.
They were shooting towards each other, so the black Jeep was shooting towards the parking lot, and the man in the car was shooting towards the black Jeep.
Jordan and Crank were caught in the middle of a shootout. When Jordan thought it was safe, she tried to drive away, but Crank was not behind her. She crashed after being hit by a bullet.
I didn't see her sitting up, so as I'm pulling up beside her, I looked and I just seen a whole bunch of blood on the dashboard. And then that's when I got out my car and I seen her slumped over.
She recounts trying to get to her best friend.
The lady was trying to pull me away from the car, and I remember she saying that she gone. They killed her. Shot her in the head. She died instantly.
Now, defense attorneys pushed back, highlighting inconsistencies with Jordan's testimony. They questioned differences between her initial statement to investigators and her courtroom testimony, specifically regarding the direction of the gunshots and the number of shots fired. They also challenged investigators attempting to try to find gaps or weaknesses in their testimony. Live outside of the courtroom in Uptown, Jesse Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.